Hi and welcome. I managed to get another flip-flop journal done for you. You'll notice the big bruising on my hands still, but they're getting better. And a little crackle in my voice, which is also getting better. Um, I'm starting, everything here is going to be digital downloads, and except for the sentiment. And I'll have links for them all in the description. I buy them off Etsy and print them on 90-pound white cardstock. And so, okay, let's get started. The first one down there is just a cool number plaque, and then the circle is a punch from their like white distressed metal tags, except for their paper, but they look like metal. And I just punched out a circle from it, and I'm going to be embossing in black, and it's going to come from behind the numbers and onto the circle. It's a nice thing about these stamps that you can just kind of, well, not all of them, but a lot of them you can bend a little bit to kind of maybe move a stem or whatnot. And I'm going to be using black embossing powder. And you notice I got an upgrade behind my flip-flop journal. I used to put a little ink pad, but it didn't go to the edge. And I'd add a stamping block, and it was kind of wobbly. And so I asked my husband to cut me a piece of wood that was just the size of my flip-flop journal, and it's perfect. So it just sits behind it and gives a little platform, and I only will use it when it gets to the last portion, so that it would be sticking up in the air and hard to work on. So I just used a dry brush to get anything off that I didn't want on there that had kind of stuck to the page. I didn't use my anti-static bag, which I should have. And now I'm going to emboss, heat emboss. I'm going to add some vintage photo around the edges. Not a lot, just a bit. And I used to try to get it on the inside corner, and it was just a little messy and got on things I didn't want it, so I just stopped doing that altogether. So now I'm going to start gluing on all the rest, and anything I haven't added vintage photo to the edges, I will. All the links, of course, will be in the description. I just love that number plaque. This bird was a little chore to fussy cut, and I even had to, excuse me, my voice. I even had to take my X-Acto knife to some of the little areas, and some of the little areas I left. You just do it to the amount that is good for you. And then I'm going to add a few, just two numbers, one on the left side of the bird and one on the right. I liked the little oranginess of that one because it kind of goes with the bird's breast. My husband is home taking care of me, and he doesn't know how to speak with a soft voice sometimes when he's on the phone. So if you hear him. So there's just this little spot underneath the curly embossing powder I did. Scroll work, I think that is. And the flowers, so I thought I'd put a stamp there. And this is Eccentric, one of my favorites for little things like this. And I'm gonna just stamp this telephone number underneath. Does it have anything to do with anything? Nope. But that's okay. And I think the last thing I'm doing is adding the sentiment. I'm going to use Tim Holtz clippings. And there's one that says, "To dream of all the happy days." And it's a little long, so I'm going to cut it in half and make it in 2 parts. And that's going to be it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have not subscribed yet, I invite you to do that. If you like this piece, give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment. I'd appreciate it. And either way, I just hope you have an awesome day. I will have final pictures coming up, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next time.